Hi everybody, it's Katie. Hi. Welcome to my kitchen. It's snack time. So we're making a recipe for our puppy pals today. We are going to make a doggy snack using the Pampered Chef Snack Bar maker. And we're also going to use Pampered Chef. This is the kids mixing bowl, but I love it because it has a handle on it. I love that handle. Then I'm not going to drop it, and then I can get some good leverage when I need to mix it. I'm going to use the mixing spatula and a couple of other Pampered Chef goodies. So let's get started. The first ingredient to the doggy snacks is peanut butter, and I've measured out my 1/4 cup of peanut butter here. I'm using natural Jif Peony. It contains peanuts basically. When you use a peanut butter in a dog recipe, whatever that recipe happens to be, make sure that there is no xylitol in it. Xylitol is spelled with an X. It's sometimes put in peanut butter as a sweetener, and it is toxic to dogs. So make sure that the fewer the ingredients, the better. The absolute best peanut butter that you can use in a recipe for dogs is the kind that's just crushed peanuts and then mixed up. The downside to that is that you gotta stir it, because if it sits too long, all the peanut oil rises to the surface and then you have a gunky mess. So yeah, I'm using the natural Jif. It is low sodium, made with peanuts. It has peanuts and sugar in it, basically. So Jif. So got our peanut butter. The next ingredient, I didn't pre-measure it out. Well, the next ingredient is 1/2 cup of oatmeal. I'm using the mini mix and measure. There's our oatmeal. It uses an egg, kind of hold everything together. It uses a smushed banana. I'll put this in my compost real quick. Then I need to get out the flour. It uses a smushed banana. You could use a brown banana if you want to. Ace loves his banana tacks. I'm surprised he's not over here yet. My boy is weird. He likes bananas, so we're just gonna break it up and stick it in the bowl. And then finally it uses a cup of flour. And I gotta get the flour out of my pantry because I neglected to pre-do that. So bear with me 1 minute while I get it out here. And then we'll get mixing. The other thing that you need to know is that I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we will be baking these guys up for about 20 minutes or so. Serves me right from having the flour in the back. Here's my flour. Thankfully for me, it has a convenient scooper in it. You can just use plain flour. The recipe calls for whole wheat flour, but it's up at your discretion. I mean, you'll get about the same results regardless of the flour that you use. In there. Okay, so let's get mixing. So yeah, if you're watching this live with me, tell me about your pets. Do you have any dogs or cats? I have 2 dogs. Both of them are rescues. My babies are Ace and Ursula. Ace is in the living room sitting on the sofa. He is waiting for my husband to come home because my husband had to work today. And then Ursula is outside sunbathing because that's what she likes to do in the afternoons. I keep telling her that if she sunbathes too much, she's going to get more lumps and bumps. She has had a lot of lumps and bumps, like every year since I've gotten her. She had lumps and bumps that needed to come off. So you can see this doesn't make a whole lot, but I have a feeling that it's going to be probably 2 sets in the snack bar maker. So yeah, this is the snack. While I'm mixing it, I'll tell you about the snack bar maker. The snack bar maker, it's silicone. It comes with a lid too, but the lid is not oven. It also comes with this handy dandy spatula that matches. What's really cool about the spatula is it's exactly the same size and shape as each bar, so you just go in and scoop it out. That's a snack bar maker set. You can make really good other kind of snack bars with it, and I would encourage you to go to the Pampered Chef website and just do a search on the recipes section for snack bars, or they have cereal bars available. Like the recipes, I mean. There we go. As you can see, this is coming together. It's kind of mushy. It smells like peanut butter and banana. I'm sure they're gonna love this. There we go. It's kind of mushy. But you could, the fewer ingredients you use in a dog recipe, it's kind of better for them, because then you know exactly what they're getting. I feel the same way about dog food too. And I might do this in a later video, is show you how I do Ursula's veggies. I have a recipe that I developed for her veggie puree. When we rescued Ursula from the shelter, it's almost 2 years ago now, she was really, really overweight and had to lose weight, and the staff at her vet's kind of gave me a what for, because she wasn't losing weight as much as they would have liked. So they said, well, you got to do this. You got to feed her veggies. I'm like, okay. So I used my cooking blender to make her veggies, and I cook them in chicken broth, and I warm them up so that they kind of taste good, and then they go in the fridge really well. So you can see that the mixture is kind of, this is what it is. It's a little bit lumpy, but it's, more importantly, it has a good smell, and for dogs, smell is everything. I say this with, my dog Ace, he's been eating his poo, and yeah, there must be something in the poo that smells good, else he wouldn't be eating it. Hopefully we will bring this to an end soon. So, paused for a second because Ursula wanted to come in. That's a good girl. Alright, so we're going to use this thing. This is like a scoopy thing. It has like this little tool on the side. I don't remember what this tool is called, but I'm going to use it to scoop the stuff and put it in, because you can see it's about the right size. So we're going to put the stuff in. I have brushed the snack bar maker with olive oil, and the reason why is because they don't recommend you use the spray-on aerosol because it gums up the silicone. So I'm going to fill it up, and then this tool kind of scoops it in, and you can kind of press it to the shape it needs to be. So yeah, I can't see the comments right now, but tell me how this looks. Does this look appetizing? Like, this is something that you could absolutely eat if you wanted to. I'm not sure you would, but this is people safe because it's made with people-y ingredients. A little bit too much there. So we're putting in. So these aren't going to look perfect, but what they will be is yummy, and I think that's more important for the dogs, because they don't care what it looks like. They just care that you're putting it in their face and they can eat it. So in our household, my husband has developed a system for the dogs. Ace used to be a very bad beggar when we were dining at the table, and we've been able to change that around a little bit through what my husband calls taxes. So what is a tax? A dog tax is a treat that they get after doing something. So usually they get their taxes at the end of the meal. They come in, they sit in the kitchen, and they wait for us to finish. So we don't feed them from the table at all, but they do get something when we're done eating. So we have to pay the taxes. And the dogs are the tax collectors. So that's how we got around that. Sometimes I've met dogs that just never did that, and I've always been slightly envious, because it's nice when there's not a nose in your armpit while you're sitting at the dining table. But I do think that they get discouraged after a while if they are not successful. And so, yeah, this tool is doing a really good job of helping to put the mixture into the snack bar set. There we go. So for those of you with pets, tell me in the comments below, what's the weirdest thing that your pet has ever eaten? I can tell you a story about that. When I was first fostering Ace, there was one afternoon where I was sitting outside with him while he was doing his thing, and he was straining and straining and straining, and then finally, it came out, but when I went over to scoop it up, I realized that it was a funny shaped poo, and on closer inspection, it was actually a coiled up sock. And so I used the pooper scooper to kind of untangle it, and I couldn't tell, like, it wasn't one of my socks. And I called my friend. I said, hey, Ace just pooped out a sock, and he was, you know, you took care of him for the weekend the other week. Are you missing a sock? And they're like, no. What does it look like? So they asked me to take a picture of the pooped out sock. So I did. And they're like, nope, not ours either. So that's one of the weirdest things Ace has ever eaten. I don't know how long it took him to eat the sock, or how long, like previously how long ago he had eaten the sock before he pooped it out. But a couple of years ago, we were taking him for a WALK after dinner one night, and there was a sandwich on the side of the canal in front of my house. So those of you who have been to my house, you know, you got the canal out front. We walk the dogs around it at night. It's a nice, there are nice sniffing opportunities. During the day, it's a little bit shady, so it's not too hot for them. And so next to the canal by the footbridge, somebody had just had a sandwich that they threw away, and it was in a Ziploc bag. It was next to the canal, and Ace found it. And it was dark, and I'm like fumbling to get my flashlight to see what it was. And he's like, now he has it in his mouth, and I'm trying to pull it out of his mouth, and it's full of maggots, and it is the grossest thing. And then he just gulps the whole thing down, like with the Ziploc, the sandwich, and everything. So it took, and that was November, and April of the following year, he finally pooped out the Ziploc. I was wondering how long it would take him, but he pooped it out, and that was real good because it didn't have a blockage or anything. I always worry about that when he eats something weird. But yeah, so the sock and the maggoty sandwich, those are the two weirdest things that Ace has ever eaten. I mean, you know, eating your poo is kind of bad too, but he's a funny little dude. All right, so that is all of the mixture into snack bar maker. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stick this in my oven for 20 minutes. I have it preheated at 20 degrees. You could stick the whole silicone thing in. I'm surprised it didn't fill up the whole thing, but that's okay. So you can see this is how they turned out. I baked them at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Now I'm going to use the spatula that comes with the snack bar set. You can see, oh, they're really hot still. It came out pretty good. So we're going to just scoop them out. See how easy it is? This is the same exact size as the little compartments on which they were baked. And so that will make taking them out that much easier. So I have one tax collector. It's on the floor, waiting for her tax. Ooh, this is really hot still. The other one is still on the sofa. So I'm going to let these cool before I give them to the dogs, but it'll make a tasty treat for them, I think. There we go. So yeah, this is really, really hot. Even though it's silicone, it gets really, really hot. So you need to be aware of that when you're baking with it. So you can see, here we go. We got a pile of treats for dogs. This is a great recipe. I hope you'll try it. If you do try it, tell me in the comments how it came out. You could also, pretty sure you could modify this recipe. Like if you didn't want bananas or peanut butter, you could use other ingredients that were dog friendly. And I'm trying to think of what those would be. Like maybe berries, like blueberries are very good for dogs. So you could substitute maybe a 1/4 cup of like frozen blueberries instead of maybe the peanut butter. But the peanut butter is sticky, it kind of holds it together, so I don't know. You'd have to play around with that, but highly encourage you to do so. Thanks for watching our presentation today of the doggy snacks. So I hope you're having a great weekend, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.